Hi everybody, just going to quickly take you through creating a very simple joint chain here in Maya. So first up, the joint tool is underneath the animation skeleton menu, and you see there's the joint tool. If I can just click that. Now to create a joint chain, all I have to do is click once, click again, and then when I've got the end of my joint chain here, I just hit enter or return on the keyboard, and that will end that joint chain. So now I've got three simple joints, joint 1, joint 2, and joint 3. Joint 1 is the root joint, so that's the main joint, followed by this joint, which is root 2, and followed by this end joint here. Now the end joint doesn't actually affect anything. If I were to rotate this, it's basically what we call a null joint, which is just indicating the end of that joint chain. The two joints that will actually do the rotation are this one and this one. Okay, I'm just going to quickly create some very simple cylinders and just align them with these joints, and we'll create a very simple rig. Okay, so here we have two very simple cylinders just aligned over top of our joints there. Now one of the things I did notice was people were having a little bit of trouble clicking on the joints and the surfaces when you've got the rotation tools connected. The rotation wheel here was getting in the way. If you push Q on the keyboard or you go up to here, you can just have select, which will just allow you to select objects rather than working with either translate or rotate. So that's Q just to select objects, which is great if you're wanting to start doing things like adding constraints. So I'm just going to add a couple of quick constraints to the geometry here. So first of all, I click the object I want it to be constrained to, which in this case is joint 1. Then I'll click the cylinder, constrain, parent, maintain offset, apply, close, and then I'll click the next joint down on the chain, this one here, click the geometry, and then just hit the G key on the keyboard, which will do that last action that we just performed. And now we'll see that our joint system is set up, and if I rotate that joint, it's going to move that cylinder, a bit like an arm. So a nice and simple rig. The next thing I'm going to add to this very quickly is just an IK control, just so you guys get a sense of what an IK control can do. And that's under skeleton, IK handle tool. Click that once. Click the top joint, the root joint, and then click the last joint in the joint chain. And now you'll see over here it's created IK handle 1 over here in the outliner. If I grab that, I can move him around, and you can see how that elbow is bending if that was an elbow or an arm, and we're moving that from the wrist from the end controller. Now if we rotate that, not much is going to happen, but if we move it around, you can see how this is working. This works almost like a piece of string connecting this piece to this piece here. So it's a very simple basic arm rig setup in Maya.